Hi everyone, it's Darryl the Trusted Travelier. Today we are at Purdon Conservation Area in beautiful Lanark Highlands. Purdon Conservation Area is actually one of the 7 wonders of Lanark County. Purdon Conservation Area is home to the largest orchid colony, Purdon Conservation Area is home of the largest lady slipper orchid colony in all of Canada. The one thing that makes Purdon's Conservation Area so unique is the very ground that this area sits in. It's a very rare area that's actually called a fen watershed. And what that is the ground itself is water-based, so it's like a swamp or a bog, but it's actually creating its own peat, which actually gives it its own ecosystem here. And that's what's allowing all of these lady slippers to grow in a natural area. So if you'd like to see what Purdon's Conservation Area is all about, stick around and enjoy the tour.
Darryl the Trusted Travelier, Darryl the Trusted Travelier. Gonna raid some trails, Canadian bush, with Darryl the Trusted Travelier, with Darryl the Trusted Travelier.
So everyone should be aware that on the upper parts of the parking area here, this has got a bit of a staircase that goes down to the orchid colony. The one thing I can say is that if you're here at this time of year, make sure you bring lots of bug spray with you. The bugs are eating me alive today, and I've got bug spray on. Luckily, I brought the can with me because they're really liking me. Another great thing is this trail is very well marked. It's easy to follow. I think that there's enough people that walk along this trail, and not only walk along it, but they've also got markers up on the trees as well that make it so you're not going to get lost. It's a very easy trail to navigate, and it is beautiful to look at. It is a little bit dark where I am right now, but it's actually quite stunning if you like being in the woods. This area that we're in right now is a very unique area in that the environment that we're in, the ecosystem that is self-generated here, is like something that you've never seen before. So the diversity of the plant life and the diversity of what's on the ground here is what makes this area so incredibly unique. Some of the contributing factors to this very unique area is the hill that is behind us is a rock face that kind of goes up. That's, oh, I don't know, maybe about a 60 or 70 foot drop. The lake that you see behind me and the diversity of the biolife that's actually here on the ground itself. It makes the perfect conditions for this fen that we're talking about that is so unique and very, very hard to find. It's a very rare thing to see one of these fens here in Canada. That kind of environment is perfect for these lady slipper orchids to grow in a natural area. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit too late on getting here to show you the full bloom of all of these orchids. I was here on the weekend to do kind of a pre-screening and see how everything was. I've been waiting for these orchids to come out for the longest time, and anybody that's grown orchids knows how delicate that they really are. Unfortunately, I think over the course of the last day and a half, most of the orchids have now died off, and unfortunately I can't show you pictures of the full bloom. When this is in full bloom, it is an amazing place to look at. All the flowers that are here is just incredible. It's just loaded full of thousands and thousands of these organic orchids that are growing naturally in their environment. But even when the orchids aren't growing, this is still a very beautiful place to come and just kind of hang out, walk along the boardwalk, walk along the trails here. There actually is a boardwalk here that goes all the way around where the orchid colony is. That way the ecosystem is not being damaged by anybody that's walking on a trail. This is pet friendly, so you can bring your dogs here as long as they're on a leash and you scoop and scoop. And please don't let them run around on the ground here because the ecosystem is so delicate. We have to make sure that the pets stay on the trail only. For today's trail rating, I'm going to give this a 4.3 out of 5. The only thing that I'm really knocking this trail for is there is a little bit of maintenance that does need to be done on this trail. It's not that it's bad, it's really not. It's really a great trail and it's a beautiful place to come and visit. Don't get me wrong, it's stunning here. Now, that being said, there are trip hazards along the way. There are some hazards for walking on the back trail here that you need to be aware of so you don't twist your ankle on some of this stuff. Not so much on the front trail, like on the actual orchid trail, it's actually really, really good. And actually, the reason why it's so good is because it does have wheelchair accessibility. There is even a bathroom here for wheelchair accessibility that goes with us as well. So there's nice flat level parking as long as you're on the lower level, second level parking. So when you go down the hill, you park down there and you've got full wheelchair accessibility. Anybody that has mobility issues can get around on the bottom of it, no problem at all. The boardwalk is there. It's absolutely wonderful to do and absolutely wonderful to see. The back trail section here is a natural trail. So because it's a natural trail, you're going to find that the terrain is a little bit hilly, that it is rocky, there's stumps in the way. A lot of the trail that they've made, what they've done is they've laid down logs on the ground and then they've put sawdust on top to create a surface. Some of that wood is getting a little older now and it's getting a little bit soft. So as you walk along, you can feel the softness going through in the wood. On one part of the boardwalk area where there's an outcropping, not an outcropping, a dock that kind of goes out, I stepped on it and the board flipped up and it was a little bit scary because if somebody else was done that, they could actually hurt themselves on it. But that's, again, you can't really tell unless you actually step on the board. All in all, it was a great trail. It was a really nice day today. The heat is becoming unbearable out here, so I do need to get into some air conditioning. I came out here early this morning because today they're calling for like 40-degree heat with the humidity. So I got out here early this morning. It's like, I don't know, 8:30 in the morning right now. Yet it's still... It's probably about 35 degrees right now, and that's warm enough, yet what it's going to be this afternoon. But this is a great trail. I would suggest anybody can come and do this trail. It is good for all skill levels. The only one that's going to be any kind of an issue is on the back trails, where you do need a slightly higher elevated mobility level to do the trail. There is a couple of beautiful lookout points here. The one that I'm standing on right now is on the upper parking level. It's actually got a really stunning view of the lake from there, and that's called Lake Purdon, or Purdon. And it's actually a really nice little lake. There's no camping here, there's no fishing here. It's just a day use facility. So they do have a lot of restrictions, no campfires, no things like that. For children, it's great, you know, to get them out here, just walking the trails, teaching them about nature, just kind of showing them all the stuff. The only thing you do have to be careful of, again, is poison ivy is a major thing here. Poison ivy is all over the trail, especially in the back area. When you get down the back trail, it's fluent everywhere. It's if you step off the trail at all, you're pretty much going to get poison ivy. The one thing you do need to be careful of when you're walking these trails, especially these back trails, there is a lot of poison ivy here. So if you stay on the main trail part of it, you're good. If you walk off to the sides, you could find yourself in a little bit of an itchy situation. So you should know what it looks like. You should be aware that there is poison ivy on the trail. That can be a bit of a hazard as well, especially if you're not wearing pants and you're wearing shorts. There is, of course, no food vendors here. There's no way to get food. However, there are strategically placed picnic tables on different areas. There is a picnic area here at the far end. There are picnic tables at different sites on the location here. There are benches along the way. There are garbage receptacles throughout the trails. So it does have the amenities here. It is a beautiful place to come. Unfortunately, we missed the orchid season. I do apologize. I was here 2 days ago. I took some really nice photos that I will post on the video. Unfortunately, I got here this morning, and because of the heat and humidity over the last day and a half, because of orchids being so temperamental, they are no longer there. So I got a picture of a couple of them, but unfortunately the thousands that were here 2 days ago are no longer here. So I missed it by a day. It's amazing the difference it makes for those orchids and how touchy they can be. All in all, this is a great trail for all levels. You can, even in the wintertime, you can bring in your snowshoes, you can bring in your cross-country skis. You can do this trail in the wintertime as well as the summer. It's a great place to come. If you got a chance, come and check it out. You won't be disappointed. If you liked what you saw here today, hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you again soon.